You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey CBS soap opera fans, it's Soap Dirt on YouTube. We have got your Young and the Restless 2-week spoilers edition. This is going to take you from Monday, May 22nd, all the way to Friday, June 2nd on the CBS soap. And there is so much happening. There's a huge new front burner storyline kicking off for Sharon Newman. We are going to see Victor Newman acting out when he finds out what his daughter's been doing and who she's been doing it with. And we have got Phyllis Summers back in new scenes as she is trying desperately to save her bacon. She does not want to go to jail. Her daughter doesn't want to go to jail. We're going to see how that'll work out for them. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless spoilers, casting news, everything you need to know about Y&R on CBS. The week 1 spoilers are dated by day. We're going to read you all those off by date. And then the 2-week spoilers are undated, but no less gripping. Monday, May 22nd on Young and the Restless, Victor finds out Victoria's been sleeping with Nate Hastings. That's going to go over like a lead balloon, right? Billy Abbott switches things up with Chelsea Lawson on Monday, and Chance Chancellor finds out someone sabotaged his investigation into Phyllis Summers' alleged death. And he is going to be doing some dumpster diving and digging out something that lets him know that somebody has led him astray in this investigation. Then on Tuesday, May 23rd, Young and the Restless episode, we see Jack Abbott grilling Ashley Abbott about her trying to pull a coup at Jabot. In fact, it's his little brother Billy Abbott who alerts him to this. Billy is not opposed to Jack being with Diane. Billy knows, he has the self-awareness to know he's made plenty of mistakes himself, and he really doesn't have the right to criticize her, and it definitely seems like that Diane has a whole new take on life and that she has not been up to anything since she's been back. So he is definitely not supporting Ashley in this coup. Jack grills Ashley. He is irritated with her, and then Ashley decides to throw it in his face that she is engaged to Tucker McCall. That's funny because that's news to Tucker McCall, who is reportedly standing there at the time that she says it. He's been joking around about them having a fake engagement to annoy Diane and Jack, but it looks like Ashley is about to make their fake engagement the real thing, and Tucker's not going to mind. He's already been moving into her bedroom, and he would love to put a ring on it. Also, we're going to see Tucker talking to Audra Charles on Tuesday, and they're reaching an agreement. Maybe he's trying to buy her silence about sleeping with her behind Ashley's back, because once Audra finds out that he's engaged to Ashley, you never know what she's going to do. She can be a loose cannon. Young and the Restless episode on Wednesday, May 24th is going to see Nikki Newman prodding into Victoria's personal life and giving her some advice that Vicky doesn't think she wants or needs. Nikki is definitely starting to see all the worst traits in Victor coming out on his namesake daughter, Victoria, and that's going to get worse next week, which is hard to imagine because Victoria is kind of at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to pretty bad behavior. She's just been heinous for months, and I think fans are getting really tired of it and would love to see her knock down a few notches. We'll have to wait and see. We're also going to see Summer making an apology to Kyle Abbott on Wednesday, but it is not the apology she owes him. The apology she owes him is, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've been lying, and I know my mom's alive. And I let your mom sit in jail while knowing my mom is alive." That's not the apology she's going to give. She's going to give an apology more like, "I'm sorry I've been running off and I haven't been, hanging out. It's just I'm really stressed." She's going to give some kind of, this is my prediction, some mediocre apology that really doesn't cover the breadth of her actual sins in this marriage. And she thinks she might get away with it since Daniel covered for her. Thursday, May 25th's episode of Young and the Restless has Phyllis Summers back in town and doing something very brazen. She is in a ball cap and glasses and lurking around. She is desperately trying to find a way where she won't go to prison, but things aren't looking very good, and it doesn't seem likely that Daniel is going to let her shift the load of guilt somehow onto Diane, because it might be easy for Christine to think, oh, Diane cooked this plot up with Jeremy, but Daniel knows better, and we'll have to wait and see if Christine wises up, because that same day on Thursday, she gives Chance Chancellor some new marching orders. The question is, are those marching orders to find the truth, or are those marching orders to find evidence to use against Diane? It seems like the DA should want the investigation to go where the facts and truth lead it, and it's very strange since Christine has no love love lost for Phyllis. Remember, Phyllis ran her down a few decades ago. But at any rate, Christine issues new orders on Thursday. Also that same day, Devon makes a promise to Abby. These two are getting very serious. I wouldn't be surprised to see wedding bells at some point. They're already talking about getting a bigger home for their son Dominic to play. We will just have to wait and see what that promise is. Friday, May 26th, on Young and the Restless, Sally Spectra spends time with Chloe Mitchell, and they are going over a new business opportunity they want to explore together. Now that Sally has decided not to work for Adam again, she needs to get something going. She, of course, had that terrible offer by Victor Newman that if she would leave her baby with them, he'd invest in her business, but it doesn't look like she wants to do that either. So let's hope they get their home interior design thing off to a good start. That same day on Friday, Summer meets with Phyllis and makes a deal with her mom. This is probably not going to be a deal that benefits anybody but Phyllis, but we will wait and see. Now, week 2 on Young and the Restless is Monday, May 29th through Friday, June 2nd. And we are going to see Victor Newman cornering Nate Hastings and grilling him. He wants to know why he's fooling around with his daughter, what his intentions are, etc. Nate has not said he loves Victoria. What he does love is power and making money. He admitted that recently, and Victoria is an avenue to both. But you can bet Victor is not going to want ambitious Nate using his daughter. But let's be real, Victoria's been using Nate as well. We're also going to see Sharon getting some disturbing news. I'm wondering if that disturbing news is that Cameron Kirsten is out on parole or somehow escaped. That champagne bottle she got that has a little red splotch, we talked about it in the recent Y&R spoiler video. You can check it on our Young and the Restless playlist. Looks to be the exact bottle, perhaps, that she used to crack Cameron in the head years ago, and she left him for dead, dumping his body in a dumpster, although that seems hard to imagine that she could do that. Sharon's new front burner storyline that really kicks into high gear over these 2 weeks is that it's a horrible blast from her past, and Nick steps away from Sally Spectra after just promising her he'd be there for her, but he has to step away because he is worried about Sharon's physical safety. Cameron Kirsten is a maniac. He was obsessed with Sharon. He's a violent person. And the actor who plays him, Lyndon Ashby, is married to Susan Walters, who plays Diane Jenkins. So we're going to have to see if we get any scenes between these real-life spouses coming up these next 2 weeks on Y&R. We are also going to see Audra conspiring against Nick Newman. So is she after Nick's job? Is she doing this as a favor to Nate because Nick has been such a vocal critic of his? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Hey, if you haven't already, reach down, bop that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless spoilers, updates, all the stuff you need to know about Y&R on CBS. And let's run things down real quick just by storyline. Victor finds out Victoria's sleeping with Nate, and he goes to confront Nate, and Victoria doesn't want to hear any advice from her mom. Chance finds out that his investigation was misled. Christine gets involved with that. Phyllis comes back to town and she does something big and bold, and then she gets a promise out of her daughter, who makes a mediocre apology to her husband. Jack and Ashley go head to head, and Ashley decides to make this fake engagement to Tucker that they joked about the real deal. Audra Charles reaches an agreement with Tucker, and then she starts plotting against Nick. Does Tucker ask her to plot against Nick? I don't know. We'll have to see. Also, we're going to see Devon and Abby, Chelsea and Billy, and we are going to see Sally spending time with Chloe. And then we're going to see, most of all, and this is the big takeaway for me from these 2 weeks, is Sharon and Nick starting to realize that something bad from their shared mutual history is back to haunt them both.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.